Hello guys, welcome to The Good, the Bad, the Spoilers. Today we are going to be reviewing Marvel's Doctor Strange, starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
This is the real intro, by the way.
Yes, it is. The only person here who can pronounce his name correctly.
What do you mean?
No, you had your chance.
Okay, so real quick.
I'm pronouncing breadsticks Chumbawamba perfectly.
Let's just go around.
Alex?
Let's go around the room and see who's on this podcast.
I'm Blade.
God.
We've got Manny in the silent mic.
He was trying to think of something clever.
Yes,
and
I was trying to.
wasn't fast enough.
It just blipped.
Well,
It's
let's
Manny.
just face
So, Manny,
it.
what is your name?
We've also
My
got
name is Badonkadonk Coochie Cooch.
Okay,
And it's me, Aaron. Hi.
I am Alex.
Yes. So, how do we start?
We first talk about what we didn't like, then we go to what we do like, and then we rate it.
Isn't it kind of weird though that we're having that order when when the title of our show is good, bad, then spoilers?
Yes,
Don't
however,
think about it. No, don't.
Manny is thinking. We're not allowing this.
Oh boy.
you always. Yes. No, it's not. It's not a plot hole, actually.
Anyway,
So we're starting with the
bad.
bad.
Bad. We
Okay.
start with the bad first.
It's not like we haven't done 1,000 of these already.
Welcome to Bad, the Good, and the Spoilers.
Quit it. Don't think about it too much.
I don't have much negative to say about it, but I mean, there's like few things here and there. Like, okay, lady, go ahead and there's some poor bastard in the emergency room with a slug in his chest. He's bleeding to death, but you go ahead and take time to say goodbye to your boyfriend.
I happen to agree. I didn't have much bad to say about the movie either. Really,
Not really, no.
It seemed pretty spot on. I have to get into like nitpicky stuff. You know?
Right.
I liked how it. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, it was.
I actually disagree. I thought it was real slow.
It's an origin story.
I know.
Yeah, stories are always slow. I mean, but I mean, there were I guess there weren't that too many bits that stretched out a bit too much, but
Yeah, a few.
It was pretty slow, but again, because it was an origin story. My main issue is that we did not have Tony Stark in there so that they can have a high five, epic facial hair brother high five.
wait for Avengers 3.
I'm
Just wait for Infinity War.
I'm
That
waiting
too, yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Well, it might as well be Avengers 3.
I'm waiting for it.
Well,
Just to see Benedict Cumberbatch and
Well, I
Robert
also
Downey
had
Jr.
a problem with the visuals that, even though I know they were necessary.
she's talking about the visual effects.
Super kaleidoscope everything.
Yeah, it was kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
It was fractal.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying. She had a problem with.
Even though I understand it had to be there. It's not like it was like overboard or anything.
Actually,
but-
now that I think about it, it's something that I honestly wouldn't have expected.
Honestly,
Granted, I don't read a lot. I don't read a lot of Doctor Strange, but it's like whenever I see him appear in like TV shows, cartoons, it's always very specific magic. Like magic missile and et cetera, not like kaleidoscope universe.
Right.
I think that was their visual way of breaking up the universe and being like, okay, yeah, this is happening.
This is not the same type of fight Tony Stark does.
Of course.
No.
Yeah, we're finally. Well, no, we're not finally stepping to the magic side of things, but
Oh yeah.
Or as Thor puts it, magic is simply science we don't understand yet.
yeah. But that's according to Asgardians. Apparently, these ancient ones have a much deeper understanding than Asgardians do.
So staying on track with the bad, because we're already only 5 minutes in. Usually we would have been like still doing introductions at this
Well,
point.
we usually talk about bad movies.
No, but I mean,
No, I mean
we're,
we
like,
would
still-
still be on introductions at this point. So
that's
anyway,
Really don't have like off the top of my head, I really can't think of much negative to say about this movie though.
well, I was just gonna get into the nitpicky, just because
Oh, okay.
we still
Yeah.
have 10 minutes
Oh my
to talk
God,
about.
God, I have
you
a lot
get
of hair on my
nitpicky
socks.
because I just did a recording where I had to be kind of buzzed, so I can't remember anything.
I have a lot of hair in my socks.
That's
Speaking about nitpicky, there was
Yeah.
the small, story things like, dude, he's dying.
Yeah.
I would say it was unclear as to how long he spent training. You know, that
That
is
timeline.
true.
That timeline was unclear. There wasn't.
You could definitely infer that it was a good while, but you didn't know if it
I mean,
was
like,
one, several years.
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
just months.
you knew it was a while because, you know, but he also mentioned on many occasions he learns fast and everything. He could have been
Yeah.
there for literally 3 days.
Well,
for all
I
we
mean,
That
knew.
being said,
Honestly-
before the training montage, did he have those the gray on?
No, yeah, he did.
Yes.
He did actually. He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
He also
That's what
like
happens when you get into an accident. You get
His
gray.
beard didn't seem like that full. It didn't seem like he could have been there for more than a year before he started shaving again.
Okay, yeah, he was probably there for like maybe 3 months at the least.
Yeah, at the
And then
least.
shaved?
At the least, he was there for 3 months. He could have been there for a year
That was one of the problems I
before
personally
he started
had.
shaving. But then we have like so much more time after that.
That was one of the personal problems I had, was that it was unclear as to the timeline.
Yeah,
You know,
and I can agree
like
with that.
like
one.
in Batman Begins, it was very clear that, you know, Christian Bale was there for a very long time
Yeah.
training with Al Ghul, you know.
Long enough that
journeying the
Gotham
world,
thought he
yeah.
was dead.
Journeying
yeah.
the world in general. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I thought his name was Aslan.
Get out.
Don't you mean Qui-Gon Jinn?
Liam Neeson.
Don't you mean Zeus?
Don't you mean Gary Oldman? Oh, wait.
If I learned today that freaking Liam Neeson is 6'4".
Yes, he's a very tall man,
He
but
is
that is
huge.
off topic.
Anyway, we
I know.
are like getting way
I know
off
we are.
topic. So
Okay.
any other like
Oh,
nitpicky
actually,
stuff?
I found the big boss battle a little underwhelming. At the same
That
time,
is true.
at the same time, it was really clever. It was clever how he
Yeah.
did it. But at the same
I
time, it was
did-
kind of like, really, you're an all-powerful cosmic being, and being stuck in a time loop is the thing that's going to get you.
Right.
Preemptive,
Well-
post-emptive.
But I can
spoilers.
understand though how. Oh yeah, but I can understand. But that's why we're.
It's
That's
okay.
why
spoilers,
it's
okay?
called
That's,
spoilers.
yeah, you know, it's very clear that we're going to be talking about stuff people might not want to hear.
And I mean, yes, being stuck in an endless time loop will be fucking annoying for anybody who would be involved in
Right.
that. But it's like it's such an interestingly
I
odd,
think-
unexpected way to defeat a boss.
I think that was less about defeating the bad guy and more about Doctor Strange overcoming his own self.
His own self, and then coming.
I really don't think that the villain of the film was this
I mean-
guy.
Okay,
yeah, he was
true,
the
true.
antagonist, and you know the
big
zealots,
bad,
the zealots
behind.
were the
Yeah.
antagonists, but the true not to get deep, but the true villain was himself, was his ego, was
His hubris, yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Absolutely.
question an eternal, immortal being terrified of a time loop, though.
Yeah.
Well, they did make it seem like they were doing it for a very long time.
Yeah, actually,
They
yeah,
did.
tying into the whole
Yeah.
timeline
Well,
thing
again,
He could have been
you
doing
have that
for-
whole time. How
Yeah.
much time
Right.
went through? I mean,
Again,
does he
like-
going like 750,000? I've come to give you a bargain. You know.
This is a
That was cool though.
this is a being that's like beyond time, who might actually not have a comprehension of time.
Yeah.
Which I feel they explained that part of it pretty well. And
Would-
I didn't really have any
Right.
issue on that end.
And actually, then again, the whole thing was harkened back. There was Chekhov's gun about it.
Right.
yeah, actually,
Absolute, yo.
yeah.
But anyway, keeping with the nitpickiness,
Nitpickety.
the VFX were very, very good. However, there was some like clipping issues.
There
and
are
a
some
little
really
bit-
bad ones in there, like when he was in that car wreck.
Yeah, that car
That
wreck was
was-
very
that was
noticeable.
weird.
I actually didn't like the car wreck at all.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I didn't like the slow motion in it. Was weird and it felt unnecessary.
It was just
And-
remnants from when he was Sherlock.
that was Robert Downey Jr. That was that Sherlock.
It's emphasizing the fact that his hands are getting the most damaged.
Yes, but we got that without having to put that whole scene in.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the only
Right.
section of that movie that's in that extreme of a slow motion.
And we could have gotten that just from the giant like number of pins sticking out of his hands when he woke up in the hospital.
Yeah, and she talks about it. You know,
Yeah.
we did this, this, and this, and you're pretty much SOL.
Yeah, it did end up
Right.
becoming kind of redundant, putting in that much work just to focus on the damage, when right after they were going to show it much clearer and talk about it endlessly.
yeah, it
More
was.
flexing of
I
CGI
didn't.
muscles.
I did not like the car wreck was bad.
Well, it's weird though that you say flexing of the CGI muscles. The whole movie is filled with that. You would
Yeah.
think they wouldn't need to.
It's
Right.
showing you what's to come.
Which,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
totally.
just like that sequence in particular, like the CGI of it compared to how some of the other stuff looked was really, really bad.
It was.
It
was.
just goes to show that they came to a point where they decided, what was important, what needed to
Right.
look good, and what needed to be there but didn't need to look good.
And the police are going by.
Well, I didn't
In
do
this super secure studio location.
super secure. It's downtown Tokyo. That's where we're at, and the address is 555.
Talk them on away.
Las Vegas.
We are in the New York
If you wish to
sanctum.
contact us, simply dial 877-1500.
We can't use that, can we?
No.
Too late, Roger. It's too damn.
And otherwise, you can always when you're editing it, you can just say, call us at beep, 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 beep.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So, you have actually, do you have anything else to, complain about with the movie?
No, I mean,
I think you had the most negative impression of it. So
I
that's
do
why I'm
because
asking.
the reason I wasn't
she
invested.
hates movies.
I don't hate movies. I just hate slow movies.
It,
And I can understand that.
I hate slow
I don't-
anything.
I don't think it felt that slow, though.
That being said, we fully understand and appreciate the idea of an origin story, especially
Right.
one that
And-
has
and-
not been shown.
I'm also
And
from
I'll-
a dimension
I'll-
beyond time, so...
I'm not a Doctor Strange fan either way. Anyway,
Right.
He's just not.
Whereas I actually really like him.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
So
not
do
that.
I.
I'm not a fan. I mean, I don't hate him, but he's just
He ain't your forte.
no. I like mutants.
No, X-Men was always her favorite.
Anyway, so...
Always.
Anyone else have anything to nitpick on?
Okay, well, for me, I feel like that since apparently this is like one of the first Marvel movies to showcase or even peek at the whole multiverse aspect, right?
Right.
I kind of wish they showed
To a
more.
point.
I kind of wish they showed more of that. I kind of wish that we had gotten sneak peeks into other universes while he was having that third eye Nirvana thing going on, where
Right.
he could have passed through the friggin'. When it got to the point where Tilda Swinton was talking about a universe just filled with malice where everything consumes you, I was hoping for some kind of Marvel Zombies reference,
That would actually be really cool.
I see your point, but I gotta disagree. I feel like
That would have
as cool. Well, actually, no. As cool as that would have been, I feel like it would have taken away from the tone and the feeling that they were trying to achieve during that scene.
I'm sure the next movie will actually focus much more on the multiverse.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, same.
Now that being said, did anyone else get a strong when he was in when he did quickly pass through those multiverses, especially the weird fractal ones? Anyone else get reminded of when Ant-Man went subatomic?
Oh yeah,
Yes, actually.
I was
Yeah,
actually
now I think
thinking.
about it.
I was actually thinking about the that one bit from 2001: Space Odyssey.
Yeah, I was. Well, that too.
Never seen that film, by the way.
I
with a lot of
actually
the-
thought they allowed drugs on that day.
Funny thing is, the original authors and writers for Doctor Strange comics, there are reports that they did take enormous amounts of acid and LSD.
Mark
biggest-
never.
That was sarcasm.
The biggest plot twists. That was those scenes that they didn't actually make them. They just sprayed the entire theater with LSD.
Oh my god.
Half those scenes would work amazing as Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds music.
Okay. I think this is enough talk about drugs.
No. You can never talk too much
No,
about
no,
drugs.
no.
Speaking of which, here in
Don't.
Nevada, we are about to legalize pot.
just stop.
No.
Cut that all
No.
We're about to quack 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 quack.
They're literally just cut.
Get that duck out of here.
Anyway, so I don't know. Did we move on already?
No, I think
Well,
I've got my stuff out.
It is now time to move on. Actually, we're at that perfect mark. We managed to stretch that out.
Oh, cool.
So, good. What do we like about it explicitly? Because the whole thing is not an answer.
Obviously, the visuals.
Yeah, the visuals were
really cool. I personally, and this I've noticed this tends to be my thing with a lot of the movies we've been watching recently.
Because all the movies are awesome.
Everything
is
awesome.
Is that I really liked specifically Benedict Cumberbatch's acting.
Yeah,
It felt like it was perfect casting for Doctor Strange.
That's the weird thing I was gonna say, because when I first saw him in the trailer, I was wondering who the heck was talking, whether it was Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange,
Or some other character.
or some other character, and I was wondering whether he was gonna have an American accent or a British accent in this film.
Talking about that accent, though.
Yes,
that
right.
was a fantastic accent.
That was actually really enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah, you couldn't tell at all.
No, I did not hear a single time where his accent slipped.
I kind of heard it though. I kind of heard it in like small bits. There's like small certain words that when you like watch Sherlock, it's like you can hear Sherlock coming in as well.
I do watch Sherlock though.
I know, but this is like, but it was just for me particularly. Yeah.
That being said, how much of that could be the egotistical part?
The whole movie kind of tied in very nicely with the rest of the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah, it
It's
surprisingly did. It surprisingly did.
They worked a lot on
Like-
making sure that was a thing.
Dude, I'm like pretty sure he saved the Punisher in that opening scene.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, because the victim came in with a gunshot wound to the head, and he saved him.
And then apparently in Daredevil.
In Daredevil season 2, we find out that the Punisher was shot in the head.
And he woke up from a coma or something like that.
That would be
Exactly.
really cool. That would be really cool if they did do that.
So that means we just saw Frank Castle's wife and kids.
Yeah, this is true.
That is also true. Also, they did manage to tie it in with the timeline before he went off into training by mentioning that there was an 35-year-old Air Force colonel who was in an experimental armor wreck.
Yeah, and had his like spine broken or whatnot.
Yeah,
Correct.
I did notice
liked
that too.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little tidbits that they threw in to help align it with the rest of the universe without
Make it-
taking anything away from the film itself was good.
Yeah.
But Marvel is really, really good at that.
Beetleborg
it
Grand
always has
Canyon
been.
could have saved Rhodey.
I'll also say this is probably the least campy Marvel movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I can agree to a point. Yeah.
I think it's because it's finally a film. One, like you were trying to say earlier, hasn't been shown in the cinematic world before.
At all, yeah.
It deals with a lot of concepts that are typically really only reserved for
the comics.
Suspense films and indie films. You know, lesser known films. People don't really dive into those subject matters because they typically just don't make money.
Could you
know.
could you imagine that film being made in like the 80s or 90s, particularly the visual effects?
God.
Just imagine.
It's like just how curious that would have
I
looked.
think that's the reason they had to wait up until now to make this movie
Yeah.
because
they were still being scarred.
Otherwise they would have gone with.
previous
Otherwise, they would have gone with the more campy effects.
They
With,
would.
Right.
with like you know like the Doctor Who
I mean,
wind tunnel
in
and all
general-
that kind of stuff.
I mean, in general, though, like the story wasn't campy like, say, Civil War was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's an origin story. It's kind of campy enough.
Well, no, I actually like as far as origin stories go, that's probably the least campy origin story I've seen since the first Iron Man.
All right.
Yeah, it was. They really brought in the heart, the drama and the heart wrenching.
That's
ideas
why I
that
didn't like it.
Okay.
It wasn't campy.
No, drama.
It was emotional. I wouldn't call it a drama.
Well, they brought in dramatic elements and they brought the drama from his origin story into a way that they translated it really well into a movie format, I thought.
I'd say very well.
Yeah, they made it easy to understand, and which, let's be honest, the comics are not super easy to understand sometimes. But it was interesting. I really liked how they went through and did everything in it.
Well, that's
All the concepts.
also to say, like, it's kind of a bold move to go with a multiverse thing for a major film production.
No, but the thing is, I feel like people have been.
Absolutely.
I feel like because Marvel has been establishing that already for long enough, people are waiting for it. They want this.
I
Right.
could agree to that.
Yeah.
That is true. Like, Marvel has very well worked themselves up to being able to do a movie like this.
I mean, if we get some successful Spider-Man stories with the 12-year-old.
Finally.
Yeah.
Seriously.
With a 12-year-old, we can get to see that Spider War where all the Spider-Men come together to do a fight. We get
That
to see,
would be
we get to
interesting.
see like fucking punk rock Spider-Man. We get to see Ben Parker Spider-Man. It'd be fucking awesome.
Spider-Gwen.
we could see Man Spider.
Man Spider,
That was a thing.
Scarlet Spider.
Maybe we'll see a movie where
Okay, this is way too many Spider-Man.
Oh, you have no idea.
Powers.
I do know.
Spider Pig,
Spider Pig.
Copyright. No.
or was it Spider Hog? It was one or the other.
No, it was Spider Pig.
Oh yeah, you think that? Speaking of which, you think they'll have a Howard the Duck movie at some point?
No.
Wait, didn't Howard the Duck
Yeah, he
make
appeared.
a cameo?
He appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
We
gonna
are
say.
never
he
getting it.
was.
Yeah, he
Yes.
had Howard the Duck was in Guardians.
It's an after credits.
Yeah, actually it was.
The second one that you didn't know about. existed.
Oh, speaking of after credits, that sequence with Doctor Strange talking to Thor about
That
Loki.
was awesome.
That was
And realizing they are going to team up at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually confused me a little bit because Thor said that they had to find Odin, right?
Right. Because Odin is missing.
Wasn't the last time we saw in Thor: The Dark World?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Loki.
at the very end of the movie, the after credits, Loki impersonating Odin?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even after credits. It was the end of the movie.
I'm sure we are going to be exploring this in the next Thor movie.
Yeah. So how does Thor technically know that Odin is missing?
a man.
Well, let's just. Well, okay. Here's what I'm imagining. He fucking walks in on Loki.
I mean, unless there was another piece of story that I missed somewhere.
Probably no. Well, I mean,
Then
it's
I
been a
would've
huge
missed it
gap,
too.
but I mean, he was missing from Civil War.
He
This is true.
So maybe
it's-
he
Why
walked in
would
on Loki
Thor be in
pretending.
Civil War? It's a Captain America movie.
Yeah, exactly.
that too.
Right, but,
Granted,
it was
but
an
why would
Avengers movie?
Yeah, and why would Hulk not be in, or would
Well,
not be in?
I'm going to assume that when we get Thor Ragnarok in May, I think
Yes.
May, we're gonna understand what's happened during this entire time frame that he's been gone.
Yeah, and then we can get
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, and then we can get a.
Either
and then
that
we
or
can-
just a first part of the movie is going to be a recap showing what happened.
and then like halfway through, he'll pull an Ant-Man, and then Doctor Strange will come in out of a van.
Yeah.
Also,
Doctor Strange probably isn't going to be in Ragnarok.
probably
No,
not.
he'll probably be in whatever's next. Or maybe an end credit scene or something like that.
Possibly.
Or maybe that'll be Doctor Strange too.
Also possible.
Also, the very last end credit sequence tied in nicely with the way the comics are going right now, with someone hunting down all the sorcerers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I was interested to see when I was doing research before I even saw the movie. I was just like, oh, so Baron Mordo is actually a Doctor Strange enemy. So how does he tie in being a partner at first? Okay, there we go.
Yeah. That was I also thought they did that whole arc really well too.
It was nice to see two after credit scenes that actually added something to the universe rather than just being a short little funny quip. That was nice. However, I gotta say, Thor's beer or meat or whatever refilling, that was
I
funny.
really
And
like
That
that.
was
And one
That
of
was great.
One of our people beyond the microphone was about to make a tinfoil hat.
Beyond the void.
Beyond the void.
You mean the Dark Realm?
Beyond time.
In the
Somebody throw a
beginning,
verb on that.
10 okay.
in a world.
10 out of 10. Nominated. Didn't win, but you were nominated.
Hey,
In a-
nominated counts for something.
In a world where Build-A-Bear Capybara is a doctor.
So I feel like we're getting really off topic.
We have.
Oh, we're
been.
talking about all the things we like.
Oh, another thing.
I like
really-
every single
Right, but
way
we're talking
you
about
pronounce
Build-A-Bear
his name.
capybaras.
Oh, actually,
name?
hold on. I know. We already said one of the bad things, but one thing I kind of found kind of funky, that an entire operating room exploding. Nobody bothers to go check it.
Yeah. Actually,
Exploding.
Remember when she cranked it up to 11 and then defibbed him, and then everything in the room started popping.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm also gonna say no one else went in to try and save the man in the on the operating table.
And nobody even bothered to say, it's like, wait, you don't work here anymore. What are you doing putting on a gown?
Right. Also, it's worth mentioning. I think they drew out the Christine reacting to the things, the astral projection stuff, way too much. After the first time you see the man you're trying to save who's on the operating table floating in a field of crystals above his corpse, you kind of stop questioning.
I didn't have a problem with that.
No, I didn't have a
Yeah,
problem with that either.
honestly, I took it more, not that she was constantly shocked, but it was more that he just kept startling.
She got to the point where she saw the cloak of levitation
Yes.
and she just accepted it at that point.
Actually,
Well,
no,
you
that,
have
yeah,
to at that
actually
point.
there. That's actually.
Actually, that cloak was freaking amazing.
I know. The cloak was
Dude, that
great.
and cloth.
Yes,
That-
I love the cloak.
That
Okay,
was a cool
but
cloak.
yes.
That was a cool cloak.
If I had a bad thing to say about it, I wish there was more of it.
Honestly, I don't know if that was end cloth.
There's nothing I love. Like, my favorite scene in that movie was watching the cloak beat the hell out of
That was
guy.
great, and,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Yeah.
and the Doc is like having this like huge dramatic moment. He's bleeding out. He's trying to pull all of his strength to make a portal. In the background, you see.
Also, he goes for the axe, which is a bit of a signature weapon for Doctor Strange. And like the first thing the cloak does is pull him away towards the more effective weapon for
Yeah.
the moment.
It's like, listen to the cloak, it knows more than you.
That was hilarious.
What I find,
That was funny.
what I want to know is what was that little
Actually,
bit
that's
where
when I started to enjoy the movie.
I want to know what like
Understandable.
what was the
Cloak
bit.
is the best character in a movie of 2016.
Well, I gotta say that's also when the movie stopped being, you know, a
Origin.
An origin
setup.
story.
It stopped being a setup and it got into the action. This is the conflict. This is the.
Right.
Conflict and resolve.
What I kind of want to, what I'm kind of wondering to an extent is like, what exactly? Because like I know what the cloak was, kind of know what the cloak was doing, but I want to know exactly what it was doing when he pulled it up and it started rubbing his face.
Oh no, that was wiping away the tears.
I know it was because I saw he was crying, it was wiping away his tears, but then it kept going.
It just kept wiping away the tears.
I mean, when come on, if you like, if
It's a-
you have, because I mean, he can't have been like crying the entire time while he was leaving. It was probably just like tears. It was there for a little while. The cloak wiped it away. It could have just done it once, but then it kept going.
It's a very, very sympathetic,
Finicky.
animate cloak. Sentient cloak.
It's like
Finicky.
It's okay. It's okay. Build a Bear Workshop. You'll be okay. Everything will be okay.
I don't know. I thought it was cute.
I gotta say, because we're coming close to the next segment.
Cool.
The thing that I enjoyed the most, I think, was that very opening sequence, where you got the bad guys and they go into the library and they kill the
Right.
guy, and then they go out and then all of a sudden they're in friggin' London, right?
Right.
And I thought just that was the coolest thing, and then she does like the mirror thing, and then they like all the shit starts moving. That was a really, really cool way to just show that this is not the average thing. It was very wowing to me.
Yeah, it was definitely a really cool way of just. This is the world.
I can't complain that they beheaded a man and there was no blood.
I actually kind of wonder what the point with the beheading was at all. Was it because he was a librarian that all the knowledge was in his head, so they had to get rid of that?
That being said, they didn't really do anything after they put it in the spittoon.
I think the point was just to kill him.
I mean, but
Honestly,
like seriously,
I
there's
expected-
simpler ways to kill a guy.
Honestly, when I
Yeah,
saw
but-
him kick the bucket underneath his head, I thought he was just gonna cut the neck and then use the blood for some ritual.
Yeah, I thought there was some kind of be like
Right.
collection ritual, but no, it's just
Yeah.
like head.
A beheading
that-
with no blood feels very, very weird, especially considering how much they did show.
What did they cut off his head with again?
An axe.
No, like the two
It was
weird like kukri
two-
things.
Yeah, two sickles.
But then Mads didn't even really use it throughout the rest of the film.
No, he did not actually.
Yeah, he used the glass blades.
I will say there was
Yeah.
some really nice imagery in this movie, though, as in like him eating the apple while he learns forbidden knowledge.
and then reverses it. That was so fucking.
that was cool.
That was
The
a
symbolism.
That was a very nice bit of symbolism.
That being said, would you eat an apple that you know was moldy just a few seconds ago and then revert back to normal?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
if you
Manny-
time warped it.
I am a broke college student. If I could regenerate the same apple over and over, I would never buy food again.
Now that begs the question, though: does it take the food out of your stomach,
Why
or does
would
it
it?
just regenerate?
That is a good question.
I
actually.
Well,
think
I
it's just turning back time specifically
In that area, yeah.
space.
Which is why they were
Because-
warning about temporal tampering because
Because he was breaking space time.
In a certain area.
Cloning.
And actually, now that makes things interesting. Now it's like, what are we gonna expect from like the ramifications of Doctor Strange time warping an entire city?
Bucky did not kill Stark's parents.
Or even better, instead of getting all angry and just fighting, Bucky went up to him earnestly, said, "I'm sorry," and then they just shook hands.
So basically, the how it should have ended universe is happening.
They shook hands. I need some reverb on that.
Barry, add some reverb. Damn it, Barry.
So, our next segment, if we're on to it already.
Yes, we are. The God?
I would actually say that it was fairly good for being an origin story. I can't complain about how much I hated it because it's an origin story.
Oh, she didn't understand what I was saying.
Hold
looking for.
on.
Oh,
so
okay.
I would go back and pay matinee price for it.
She didn't understand what I was saying the name for.
Nope, me neither.
I needed reassurance on what the next segment actually
It's the
was.
score. It's the rating.
That's what I thought, but I needed reassurance, and you just went into it.
Well, you didn't ask for reassurance. You just... Anyway, I would agree. I would definitely go watch it again. Full matinee price. I would actually pay for it. And I would, instead of making God pay for me. And then I would also pay the full special extra
Oh yeah,
Mega Monkey
definitely.
DVDs.
Well, okay,
released with
first
a
of all,
special
any
plushie
Marvel
and a cover
movie is definitely a Blu-ray special edition,
Right.
3D, no matter what.
The ones with the little toys in the box.
I want to go back to that theater to try to popcorn.
As broke as I am,
Some on the counter.
He got a
not the same.
huge... Aaron got a
I know, but it's not the same.
huge bag of popcorn.
as broke as I am, I might go back and pay full price on a Friday night to see that movie again.
Yeah. Actually, that was definitely a lot of fun to watch. Really enjoyable. A lot of fun.
I liked it. I don't know if I'd. It's I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back to see it at full price. Not because it's terrible or anything, but just like
You already
like-
paid full price once.
yeah,
Or
I
like,
played full price once. I
I mean, we went to a cheap theater.
yeah, and I liked it. I got everything I needed from it. I don't know if I want to go back to pick through it to see if there are any clues to more Marvel films or if there are any references to previous things.
Right.
I think I'm
I
good.
just want to watch it because it was a nice film to look at.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
I really liked the effect on the glass spears they kept making.
Right.
That was cool.
I thought that was cool, but at the same time kind of annoying.
A bit.
Anyway, Aaron, what do you think?
Oh, what about...
Damn it, BB Kings, just start speaking English.
Ouch.
We speak American in this country.
What would I rate it? I would absolutely pay full price. I'd pay full price again.
And again.
I'd buy the movie. I'd probably buy the movie 3 times.
And
It was
again.
good. I enjoyed it.
And again.
I'll watch it on Netflix when it ends up there
And again.
several times, and I happen to agree. It was very pretty to look at.
So pretty.
Very pretty.
And again.
And that Doctor Who wormhole was nice. So
Those arms, growing arms.
Oh, that was crazy.
That messed me
That
up.
fucked me
awesome.
up. You know,
That-
honestly,
that-
no. Actually, I would probably go back just so I can watch that whole sequence, just that whole trippy ass sequence.
just wait for the gift,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, exactly that too. Yeah.
All right.
You think Baba Ganoush Cauliflower will be in Agents of Shield anytime soon?
I don't know. Probably not. He's a top billed actor.
Yeah.
Probably not.
This podcast was brought to you by Stark Industries.
Which
Say it.
might be why we say more good things about Marvel than we do about DC.
Hold on, wait.
Oh my God.
It's like
Start.
Wayne Industries, LexCorp, Queens Consolidated. If you guys are listening,
Guys. That Wonder Woman trailer, though.
Oh my God.
Let's
Don't.
we're not being
Start
sponsored by we're not being sponsored by Themyscira, okay?
Crap.
let's stop
assistant.
now before we start reviewing a movie we haven't even seen yet.
I can already tell from the trailer it's gonna suck.
I can too. But
Okay.
Let's stop.
All right. So I think that brings this podcast to a close. This one's actually going to be one of our shortest yet. We're only at 30.
Definitely shorter than the goddamn Batman vs
We're only at
Superman
like
one.
35 minutes.
Shorter than Roger.
Now.
Which is actually definitely
What?
saying something.
I mean, we could spend the next half hour talking about the Wonder Woman.
No, wait, no. Here, let's just yeah. Here, how about we all just come up with names for Benedict Cumberbatch?
No.
Oh my God.
Let's end that. Let's end it with that.
Let's just
No.
go. If you have a
Any
movie
details,
you would like
Scratchy?
us to review, please let us know.
Yes.
Like
And leave us-
subscribe.
Comment.
Comments.
tell us, so
We
just
even-
get a discussion going.
If you don't like us, please tell us how much you hate us.
And we will.
And
And
if
we
you-
will
and-
just absolutely enjoy it.
And if you feel indifferent about us, just leave your best pronunciation of Benedict Cumberbatch's name.
Yeah, that
the
works
comments,
too.
yeah.
Actually,
And also comment that nobody cares about Manny's Benda Snooch Cumberflut.
Cumberflight.
That was terrible.
Cumberflut.
Cumberflaw.
You cumber much.
That was dirty. All right, see you guys later.
Capybara.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
Peace.
Why do you have to have the last word?